is a timeless story. It's quite magnificent.
As a child hearing this story, you could never possibly understand it the way you understand it now.
It's got real spiritual themes and ideas in it, and moral struggles.
It's an extraordinary achievement.
Behold,
DreamWorks Pictures presents the making of The Prince of Egypt. An epic adventure. An incredible challenge that has taken hundreds of artists, technicians, animators, and musicians 4 years to bring to the screen. A film that DreamWorks founders David Geffen, Steven Spielberg, and Jeffrey Katzenberg were determined to create.
I didn't want us to tell fairy tales. I wanted us to try and pick a interesting, dramatic, epic, embracing all the technique of animation. Steven sort of thought about it for a couple of seconds, and he sort of leaned forward and he said, well, why don't we do the 10 Commandments? Just like that. And after my jaw hit my lap, I said, well, what a fabulous idea.
Because it's so different from anything that's being done in animation, nobody else would dare touch it.
It's just an amazing, amazing story that deserves to be told.
The Prince of Egypt is the dramatic story of two brothers whose futures are destined to collide.
Hey, Rameses! How'd you like your face carved on a wall? Someday, yes! How about now?
A lie made them brothers.
Come, Rameses. We will show Pharaoh your new baby brother. Moses.
The truth will separate them forever.
You were born of my mother, Yocheved.
Stop it.
You are our brother.
Fate has pushed Rameses and his role to become Pharaoh on one path, and Moses to become the shepherd and leader of his people on another. He has to abandon all that he has grown to know and think he is as a human being, an Egyptian, only to find that he had a greater calling and was set on this mission to free the slaves of Egypt.
It's a brother story, really, of two brothers that fall apart, you know, they're related, that become estranged to the point where they're completely opposite.
Both of these men care about each other in a way that doesn't make their calling or responsibilities incidental.
They're enemies, but when brothers are enemies, they don't stop being brothers.
The film features the voices of Val Kilmer as Moses and Ray Fiennes as Rameses.
Moses! Where's Rameses?
your brother.
The cast is perhaps the finest ever assembled in an animated film.
What these actors did was they brought incredible depth and meaning and layers of emotional content to the most simple statements. And they were able to make very subtle beliefs come alive.
Stop it. Stop! Stop it! Leave that man alone!
Val Kilmer has put more time in it than any other actor has in an animated film. He has never turned us down when we've asked him to come back, even if it was for one single line, to just make that dialogue read a little bit better in the movie, be a little bit stronger performance.
You saw what happened. I just killed a man.
To me, it's very reminiscent of theater, which I spent a lot of time studying, and rhythms of speech and the importance of each phrase and the kind of work that I've rarely had a chance to do as an actor in film.
And I can no longer hide in the desert while they suffer.
Yes. By my words, it shall be.
Ray Fiennes is so good. He puts so much into it up front, and he's so professional. It's amazing.
I was working very much from my imagination of what a scene would be. You have got very few aids visually or physically around you. I mean, they put up storyboards for me on television screen or on boards. Although it helps to be physical in front of the microphone, in a sense, everything is focused into your voice. Your voice has got to be its own physical body.
Moses, our mother set you adrift in a basket to save your life.
Cast as Miriam is Sandra Bullock.
Her role is sort of the believer, the one who holds on to the faith.
I have been a slave all my life. And God has never answered my prayers until now.
She helps her brother cross over and see where he came from.
My children, let us thank God for this bountiful food.
Danny Glover is featured as Jethro, and Michelle Pfeiffer portrays his daughter Tzipporah, who marries Moses.
The ancient traditions.
Patrick Stewart is the distinguished voice of Pharaoh Seti, while Helen Mirren is his queen.
I was seduced into playing the role when I saw the drawing of this absolutely gorgeous woman. I've always liked the idea of playing queens anyway.
Miriam, what do you think you're doing?
Jeff Goldblum plays Aaron, the brother of Moses. And Steve Martin and Martin Short team up as the Egyptian high priests Hotep and Hoi.
That's pretty. Every spell and gesture tells you who's the best. You're playing with the big boys now.
Hush now, my baby, be still, love, don't cry. Sleep as you're rocked by the stream.
The Prince of Egypt debuts 6 new songs written by Academy Award winner Stephen Schwartz and a score by Oscar-winning composer Hans Zimmer.
I instantly embraced this incredible challenge because you're dealing with such history, you're dealing with so many people's emotions and beliefs and truly the cornerstones of who they are.
Of the whip on my shoulder.
Deliver Us was the very first thing that I wrote for the film. It was very important to me that, as a lyricist, that people be engaged right away in the sufferings and struggles of the Hebrews, that they be sympathetic to their plight immediately, and also that they connect with the story on a more personal level.
That was a gift. To be given that as our first thing that we worked on, and then to add the visuals that we did, it started the momentum for the rest of the picture, but it also served as the template that I get it, this is what the movie is.
A single thread in the tapestry, though its color brightly shines, can never see its purpose in the pattern of the grand design.
Songs in animated features have become very, very important in terms of both telling the story and giving a style and tone to the movie. The song Through Heaven's Eyes ultimately came out of the idea of how do you measure the worth of a man.
You must look at your life. Look at your life through heaven's eyes.
One of the things that we set out to do was make sure that the songs were always about some event that happens within the film. The Midian song, Through Heaven's Eyes, portrays a passage of a huge space of time in which Moses becomes part of the culture and finally marries Tzipporah.
Throughout the process, Stephen has been there. His lyrics are advancing our story. They're not songs that are just sitting there. They take the story of the Prince of Egypt to a new place.
I am a sovereign Prince of Egypt, a son of a proud history that's shown heads on everyone.
In this time of fear, when prayers so often proved in vain,
we came up with the idea of a song that would be especially represent the movie and all the ambitions for it and the beauty and the positiveness of the human spirit.
When You Believe is the central song to the film. It is about both having faith and about perseverance.
There can be miracles when you believe.
Music industry recording stars Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey also perform When You Believe for the film.